Good morning, Desert Sands Educational Foundation community on Facebook as well as YouTube. My name is Sean Webb, the director of the foundation, and we have a special panel here today. We are celebrating the classified employees of Desert Sands this week as it is National Classified Appreciation Week. This morning, we have a special panel with Madison Elementary. Now, you might be wondering, why am I showing that article on up there from the Desert Sun? Well, this staff has not only gone through coronavirus this year, but in addition to that, in October, they went through a major incident as well, and we'll get into detail. But they had to close their school and move their school all in 1 week. And it would not have happened without the hardworking staff of Madison Elementary's classified staff. So without any more information from me, I want to bring on their staff members. There's some of their classified staff members, as well as their principal. Good morning, Mr. Davis. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Webb. I'm doing great. Nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you, and welcome to our Desert Sands Educational Foundation Appreciation Week for classified staff. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Maybe you could tell us who are the two individuals we have with us today?
I've got two amazing classified staff members. I've got my administrative assistant, Miss Sam Klein. Sam, you want to raise your hand so they know? Oh, okay.
There we go.
And my OT, Mrs. Esther Montez.
Hi.
These are just two fabulous, amazing, wonderful people that I'm lucky enough to have there working with me every day at Madison Elementary School.
Excellent.
You.
That is outstanding. And, you know, a lot of times I'll be the first to say the classified staff is known as behind the scenes, and they're the ones that make sure that everything works at the school. I used to share with my classified staff at all the schools I worked at that they were the glue that kept me together. And I firmly believe that. Sam, maybe if you can go a little bit into introducing yourself and telling a little bit more about what you do for Desert Sands and about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm very fortunate to work for Desert Sands for 20 years now. So I think I would have gotten my 20-year pin, but things changed. So I started off as a special ed paraeducator at Monroe School. And then I found that I wanted to be a library. I had an idea about being a librarian, what a great elementary school librarian would be like. So I was a librarian for 13 years. And I opened Dr. Carry-On, and then I opened Ben Franklin. And then I transitioned to administrative assistant, and I've been doing that for over 5 years with Madison.
Okay, excellent. So you're like a jack of all trades. You've gone and worked in multiple departments and so forth for Desert Sands. Yeah,
I'm really fortunate that I've been in the classroom as well, and the library, and then the office. So I'm fortunate I understand a little more what's going on with the teachers and in the classroom too.
Yeah, that's fantastic that you have that experience with working with them in the classroom.
Sam also has the unique capability and experience. She's the site ACES coordinator as well, and she's very, very good at it as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a music teacher as well, so I've been teaching privately, but I've been teaching singing, dancing for the city of La Quinta with their programs, their youth programs. But I did a lot when I was at Franklin too, musicals. So it was really great, really fun, and now we're starting to do it at Madison as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I know what ACES is. We all know what ACES is. Maybe if you could briefly tell us what the ACES program is. I'm sure not all of our viewers know what that is. Sam, if you could give
well, ACES is an extension of the school day, and it's primarily for students to have somewhere safe to be after school that provides academics as well as enrichment. And the enrichment they don't have time for that enrichment during the school day. So it's pretty cool. We got them all dancing and singing and playing the guitar. And I've been teaching French class to them, and they get to play a lot of sports as well that they don't normally get to do during the day. It's a great program. It's no cost to the families as well.
Oh my, that is absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure that families are itching to get back to having those types of programs available.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you know what? We also have a fourth person with us. Esther, how are you doing this morning?
Hi, Sean. Pretty good, thank you. Hi,
Thank you
everyone.
again for thank you again for joining us and working for Desert Sands on behalf of the foundation. Yes, thank you. And if you could share a little bit about yourself and what you do for Desert Sands.
Well, I'm actually new to Desert Suns. I started in January, and very, very, very lucky to be part of the Madison family because that's truly what they are. Everybody has been amazing. I'm very fortunate to be part of this group, especially during a time like this.
Most definitely. And what exactly is your role at the school site?
I am an office specialist, so
Okay.
I do a little bit of everything, which is great. I get to interact with the students and also assist Mr. Davis and then Sam. So we really are a great team. I'm very fortunate to be part of it.
Excellent, excellent. And right now, you guys are going through not only the coronavirus, and I'm kind of put this out to all three of you. Not only you guys are going through the coronavirus, like we all are in Desert Sands, and adjusting and pivoting and changing our roles and so forth. This is not the first time you guys have had to do that. Mr. Davis, maybe if you could talk a little bit about what happened in October at your school site.
Yeah. So we were under construction at the Madison site in Indio, and they were working on the kindergarten building, and they had it cordoned off and everything. And they were in there, and they had stripped all the walls down, and they were getting ready to put it all back together and do a remodel on it. And I guess one of the inspectors noticed that some of the steel, as it entered the concrete on the ground, was not up to par. And so they did a whole bunch of testing, and an engineering company came out and said that, you know, hey, this building may be similar to the other buildings on campus, and so it's our recommendation that we not be in any of these buildings. And this happened on a Friday afternoon, and I got called into the district office on Saturday, and I thought I was in trouble for something, and I got pulled in. And the cabinet superintendent's all there and everything. I thought, oh no, what did I do? And they told me the story, and we got right on it, and we worked as a team. And I got to tell you, the support was immense from the top on down. I mean, the superintendent was climbing on boxes and lifting stuff with me on the weekends, and
Right.
you know, just everybody. I mean, there wasn't a person. You were there. I mean, everybody was there doing stuff, and you know, so we went through that. We moved the school in about 7-8 days, and had it operational that following Monday. And we even did tours on the Friday for parents with buses coming over, and there was still stuff all over the place. And I felt like, oh no, they're going to be scared. But it worked out really good. And the Madison people there who were doing the preschool program were so inviting and helpful, and coordinating with us and everything. And Mrs. Moore, the principal there also, you know, we really established a great relationship over that time period. And, but my classified staff throughout really had to carry that torch, and it wasn't easy. And, you know, the amount of work that we were doing, and everybody just kind of chipping in, it was crazy. And I'm glad that at least the move we're going back to Madison now. And we have a lot more time to manage that. It's going to be a little smoother, and it's already underway. We've moved about 10 classrooms back in the last 2 days, and we're doing about 5 classrooms a day. And it'll be probably middle of next week before the main move itself is complete, and then technology is going to roll in and start setting up computers and stuff. And so before June 5th, we'll be back up and running over at Madison.
Okay. Now, as being the admin assistant of the school site, Sam, maybe you could share a little bit about what was going on with the classified staff that you were helping coordinate during the move and so forth. What was your main role in October?
Well, it was kind of unique because I had just come back from being on medical leave, and I got back, and the parents, I was the only point of reference for the parents that they were familiar with, because we had a new principal, we had a new counselor, we had a relatively new track coach, and the office specialist that I worked very closely had decided to change careers shortly after I got back. So I was the point person.
And you're the face of the school to the families, definitely, because as you said, nobody else was familiar to them.
Yes, I was inundated with parent concerns, and during the move, they were coming. I was still at Madison Indio, and parents were phoning me. I said to Scott, I said, I can't get anything done because the phone's ringing and ringing. He goes, don't answer the phone anymore. Just get done what you need to do. And then the parents were lining up outside of the front office, and they couldn't come in. So I was dealing with the questions out there. So it was a little bit stressful, but I have to tell you is that Mr. Davis, he always has a smile on his face, and he always makes things manageable. He says, it's okay. It's okay. It's great. And smile. You're doing a great job. It's just so encouraging.
Yes, definitely. He's one of the most happy-go-lucky guys I know, and I worked with him. I was fortunate to work with him for about a full school year.
Yeah. And well, we didn't know each other either. I had just met him. I just met him when he got the job, and he was with Mr. Carlquist. So he didn't really know me, and I didn't really know him. But we fell in line pretty quickly together.
We did.
You fell in line. You almost had to. You had no choice. Right?
Yeah, it was great. A little tricky going to Adams. Adams has been wonderful, and there's been so many benefits. Is that Philippa and I are both administrative assistants, and it's very rare you get to work with another administrative assistant. So we could kind of roll things off each other, and I'd see her doing things. I go, oh, I never thought of doing it that way, and vice versa. So they have one office, but we had two office staffs in one office. So we work very closely and in very tight quarters.
Oh, I bet. No, I remember coming over during those times and just helping out with, I think one of the days I helped out with coordinating a meal for you guys and just trying to find space to put down the boxes of the buns, right, for the hot dogs and the ketchup and the mustard, just to find area to make sure that we could do that. But no, you guys were just awesome in that process. You guys have been awesome in this process. Mr. Davis, maybe if you want to touch upon maybe some of the district office staff or classified staff that kind of helped out during the moves and so forth.
Oh boy, I mean, you name them all. At one point, there was like 40 or 50 white trucks out there on the campus during that move. I couldn't name everybody that was there, but everybody was there, and from management team on down. I mean, we had Gabe De La O was out there with, and he was running. He's the director of maintenance and operations. I mean, he's out there and he's guiding every, I don't know. And every school gave up so much. They sent over their own people to help us out. Yeah. We didn't have to buy lunch for weeks because the lunch kept arriving. We didn't even know from where it kept coming, but it was just wonderful. I mean, we were a little overwhelmed, to be honest with you, Sean, and just trying to, manage through it. And, we had so much help. It was just so much to do. It was like it was just a bit overwhelming. But I think ultimately the best part about it was that we had so much support. I mean, I met people I'd never met before. You think about technology people like Renee De La Parra coming in and others from the shop over there, and I mean, they were everywhere. I mean, probably every technician we had was setting up computers at one point or another. During this time, we started. We got Raptor. We were one of the pilots.
That's right.
And
the new
Esther actually was in charge of setting that up and rolling that out. And so that's that visitor management software system where they come in and get a picture and all that. And it helps protect the kids. And it was helpful because we had two schools in one site to have that. We didn't know all the families. And so that system helped to create some extra safety. But, the amount of help we had, for example, we had a bathroom and the school hadn't been used in years.
Right.
And they renovated a bathroom in one day. They built a walkway to a gate in 8 hours. Right. They ripped the wall off the side of a portable that didn't look right. And they replaced the entire wall in a couple hours. And there were just people. I don't think governments ever move so fast, to be quite honest. It was like the Apollo program was going on. I mean, there were literally,
I love your analogies, Mr. Davis. This is fantastic.
literally 80 movers at the same time working on this campus with trucks coming in at all different angles into this place.
Yeah.
I mean, and there was, I mean, just about every district administrator was there helping out somewhere. I mean, you know, we had assistant superintendents making coffee for people if they had a minute, you know.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
Amazing. And Rebecca Cook, she practically, you know, was living with us. Let me tell you, she was phenomenal. Kelly, Dr. Kelly Vollmer, so helpful. And but Rebecca, her and I were doing bus duty together. It was really hot outside, and we had sweat dripping down our foreheads, but we were smiling and making it work. And you know, the parents were really nervous about their kids taking the bus. Because they'd never been bused before, and it was so cute because they were taking pictures of their kids getting off the bus because it was just so unique for them. It was really great. I also want to thank Helen in technology. She was such a great help when she came on campus and helped us, and has always been a great help since. She was one of the biggest support people as far as classified. Also, Sonia Melendez, always available, and Patty Leon, so approachable and cheerful and helpful all the time.
Hey, a huge shout out too, Sean, to the bus drivers.
Of course, definitely.
I mean, we had 8 buses in the morning and, you know, 9 in the afternoon with aces and everything. And you know, it was unbelievable. I mean, they just kept that and they managed that so well. And we haven't done that in years, where we were transporting 400 plus kids back and forth every single day. And then district security, because this was new to everybody, they were on top of it as well. And so Ed Nakua really organized having agents all over the place. And we had, you know, for the first few weeks, we didn't know what we were dealing with in terms of security. So we just kind of overdid it. And we had security agents all over the place. And then our site monitors, a totally unsung group of people, right? 12, 13 people who not only managed our site, but went over to Madison and provided stability in the morning for pickup and stability for drop off and kept that going. Sandra Cortez was just amazing with that. Really kind of carried the torch for us there. So,
you know, and all of these happen because of the great relationships that our staffs have developed with our families and developed within the actual staffs of Desert Sands. And I'll say that during this whole process, it was real simple because I was given the task, hey, can you go out in the community and ask to see what they will do to help out the staff at Madison? And I remember just making one walk through Old Town. And just so people know, Madison Elementary is in North Indio, right? Or would that be considered North Indio?
Kind of central. Well,
it's located centrally in Indio, and here we are moving to Adams School. That's all the way in La Quinta Cove. So this is a trek for some families. So luckily, I was able to walk through the cove, and all I had to tell them was just a little bit about what was going on. And immediately, restaurants like Subway, Pizza Hut, all the restaurants are at Old Town, the Grill, the coffee shop. We're all like, anybody who wants to come over, we'll give them a discount. Because they knew that there was unfamiliar areas. They wanted to make sure that people felt welcome. And then we had, you know, one of our local realtors who supplied lunch for you guys a couple times, Rob Zwemmer. You know, the community just knows that the staff and the hardworking ability of all of Desert Sands, and they know that we give back, and they know that we go above and beyond. And you guys are just examples of that. So once again, thank you for all that you do for the district and do for your school sites.
I'll tell you, the kids are going to be real happy, Sean, to not have a 20, 25 minute each way bus trip to school every day.
I bet.
If you think about it, we had kids commuting and they did it, and they did a good job of it. And, you know, you think about this, we did 100 bus trips twice a day. So 200 bus trips with 400 kids, that's 80,000 trips. And out of that, I had less than 5 bus citations written in the entire year.
Okay. Okay. I want to say that in my high school and elementary career alone, I probably got at least 5 bus citations a year
Yeah,
myself.
right.
That's pretty remarkable.
I think the drivers were being really kind, but the truth is that the kids really were trying hard, and so were everybody was working really well together, and everybody knew that we had to do it, and I think that you'd see the kids getting on the bus in the morning,
Right.
especially little kindergartners and stuff, and then go over to the school and wait for them to get there and get off the bus, and they were pretty darn excited about it.
Yep.
It was a big trip for them.
So that was in October. You guys have gone through the school year. Now we're getting up to February, late February, early March. Things starting to change. Maybe Sam or Esther, if you could talk about how your job has changed since that infamous Friday the 13th.
Esther, did you want to go ahead and I can say something afterwards?
Our job site definitely changed again. Now we're working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly still just can't grasp my head around that idea. The fact that we're here at home and not at school, and how it all just changed so rapidly. I remember, we used to have little briefings, if you will. Mr. Davis would bring like more information to us as, everything was kind of developing and, around the world. And, I remember that Friday, Sam was leaving a little early, and I remember I was like, alrighty, Sam, just teasing, see you Cinco de Mayo, and then she was like, I was like, well, I don't know. I'm like, I hope not. I'm like, I hope I just, didn't just jinx it. And well, we are doing the best we can for sure. I'm still fairly new to, to the district and to everything else, but I think we have an amazing team. The teachers are amazing. Our support staff is amazing. Mr. Davis has been so good to us. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. And I also couldn't be luckier to be in such a good school site. Everyone's a family here. They truly are.
Yeah, you guys have used that word family a couple of times, each of you. So that's remarkable to hear. And Sam, maybe if you could share on how your job has changed over the last 60 days or so.
I do go in a few hours a week because we're still paying people. So maintaining the payrolls and the different deadlines. But it's really kind of strange to go in there and you're the only person in there, and it's like a ghost town, and it has so much activity and so many people in there. And, it's kind of surreal. Excuse me. It's very surreal to go in there and just to be the only one in there. Now, sometimes Scott will be there or Maria will be there, but usually when I go in, I'm the only person in there, or I might get a little person from security coming in, just checking to see what's going on. But it's very surreal. And we decided that, excuse me, with this time off, we would get some exercise, so we bought some bikes. Okay. Well, so my husband and I, on our downtime, social distancing, fresh air, decided that we would start cycling. Well, 6 days into it, I was in an accident, ended up in JFK for 2 days. And that was an experience in itself, being in hospitalized and having surgery during the COVID, the time of the COVID virus. But fortunately, my cast is off now, and I am I have to go to OT so I can write. But my husband has and Scott have been amazing, doing all my handwriting for me that needs to be done for my job function.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're safe and you're doing well now. Geez, I had no clue that happened.
Yeah, it was weird because you're in the hospital. Please excuse my dogs.
No problem at all. No problem. We're all working from home.
That's one of the things about working from home. When you're in the hospital.
There's a disagreement.
Your mail must be being delivered or something.
In the hospital.
I got one too. I'm surprised he's not barking.
My husband's coming to get the dogs.
There we go.
Yeah, everyone's wearing masks and gloves, and you just see their eyes, and you've got these teams of people working on you, and it was really surreal as well. But I'm so glad that we're going back to Madison, and we just have, and it's the Patriot family, and our families and the parents are part of the family too. And we are so fortunate that we were able to hire Esther because she is just the perfect fit. Scott and I, we interviewed 25 people.
Okay.
And a lot of people with really good qualifications. But Esther just had that gold star on her forehead, and we just felt like she was one of us. So we're thrilled to have her.
Outstanding. Esther, as they shared that you shared that you started here at the beginning of the year here, beginning of 2020. Maybe you could share where you came from and what you were doing prior to working with Desert Sands.
I actually had been working for the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. I worked there for 12 years. I did classified work as well. I was an office assistant. That had been my, I guess, grown-up career. That's where I spend most of my time. But prior to me, working there at the department, I was single. I didn't have any kids, and as time passed by, I raised a family of my own, and I was really just kind of putting everything into perspective and where I wanted to be and the time that I wanted to have with my kids and stuff. So I started looking, and like I said, I was very fortunate to go to Madison and to be interviewed, and it's so crazy because I had been out of the job hunting, I guess, time for a while, and when I went there, like, I immediately knew I like that was going to be my new family, if you will. It was so great. Like, Sam and I clicked right away. And then Mr. Davis was just so, like Sam said, very like this very like welcoming personality, and I remember that throughout my interview, he kept saying, "Oh, well, you'll learn that. Oh, well, you'll learn that." So does this mean I have a job, or why does he learn that? So, I can't say it enough. I'm very fortunate to be here. I was very, very thankful for the experience of the Sheriff's Department and everything that I learned there, because I feel that in a way it kind of prepared me for this job. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I still honestly can't believe I'm part of this family, of the school district. And it definitely couldn't have, come at a better time, for sure.
Okay, excellent.
Well, she's very modest about her capabilities, Sean. She's very capable, extremely good communicator, very, very sharp. And, she does all of my translation for me. And sometimes I'll just explain the situation to her, and she'll get on the phone and explain things. And she might ask me one or two guiding questions. Right. And then she goes, "Oh, everything's good. The parent understands, and it's all done." Like, okay, good. All right. That worked.
That is awesome that you could have this type of trust with your staff and so forth. And that just tells me how much of a hardworking staff you have, Scott. And that's fantastic.
Yeah, I do. And
we've
got 30 other wonderful classified staff as well, and they just do great work every day. And there's not a one of them that I have any doubts about. They are just amazing, and I consider them all family.
Oh, definitely. That's great that you guys do that. We're coming up on 30 minutes here. I would like to give you an opportunity. I know that each and every one of us love students, and we love seeing our families, and we love seeing them come into school and leave school and be in class and being part of activity. If you could say something right now to the Madison Elementary students, feel free to use this time as a direct message. Mr. Davis, is there anything you'd like to say to the families of Madison Elementary?
Yeah, we miss all of you, and I know that it's hard not being able to have your kids go to school. And if you're a child, it's hard not being able to go to school and connect with your colleagues and friends every day. And this time that we're in is really unprecedented, and it's going to come to an end eventually, and we'll be back in school. and just know that we're all preparing for that moment, and that when it arrives, we'll be in great shape to do our work and have our wonderful school community happening. And so, stick with it and don't worry. And then we're trying to do a lot of distance learning, and it's not easy for every student. I've got 2 kids too, so I know what it's like. And but do your best. Stay with it. We've got just a few more weeks of school. Let's try to finish strong as much as possible,
Right.
and get as much learning done as we can, so that we're closer to where we need to be next year. I'm going to say, I know that parents are concerned. We know that we stopped on March 13th, and we know what standards are going to be weak, and we're going to go back. We're going to circle back and fix those problems when we get a chance to work with your kids again, face to face. So don't worry, we will take care of it.
I love it. Yeah, as Mr. Bailey has been saying, hashtag we got this DSUSD.
Yep.
And I feel that we do.
We do.
Sam, is there anything you'd like to say to your family and so forth?
Well, we've done little call outs to the families and morning announcements. And there's been a lot of creativity coming from our track coach, Faye Wynn. I just want to thank you for everything that she has done. She's extremely creative. She's been posting baby pictures. And Rosa has been asking us to do little morning announcements. So we have been actually reaching out to our families, but and I have a number of parents that contact me through Facebook and and text me. So, but I miss you kids and your family so much, and I can't wait for us to be together again. And it's all going to be good. Just enjoy the time with your family, because this is a really special time, a unique time that you get to spend this much time with your siblings and your family.
Most definitely. And Esther, is there anything you'd like to say to our family?
Well, I think Sam and Mr. Davis, they covered it all. But just like Sam said, I mean, I know that as a parent, these times can be a little difficult. And as cliche as it may sound, we really are all in this together, and we're all feeling it some way or another. So you're not alone, and we definitely miss everyone. I miss all those kiddos, in the office. I really can't wait for us to be reunited again.
I agree with that completely. I'm going to restate something that Sam said. Embrace this time, be with your family, and love that you have this time, because I'll share with you guys, I have an 8-month at home. And I'm seeing things that I know I would have missed if she were going to daycare every day. And I'm seeing, and I'm also running around my house a lot more than I normally would. But I absolutely love it. And once again, on behalf of the foundation, on behalf of Desert Sands, thank you for all that you do for the district. Thank you for all that you do for being a great employee for Madison Elementary. And with that, I want to kind of point out to our viewers, later today, we have a panel with our Desert Sands Educational Foundation Classified Appreciation Week. We continue with Desert Sands Security. We're going to honor some of the security agents at Desert Sands. Tomorrow, we continue on with graphic services. And then we have a panel at 2:15 tomorrow where we're going to highlight some of our mental health. Some of our mental health staff in Desert Sands. And then we'll wrap up the week with morning coffee with Chef Mary. For those of you that don't know, Chef Mary is a retired chef from La Quinta High School. She was in the kitchen there for 4 or 5 years. And each of the morning, twice a week, we bring on community partners that she worked with while working at Desert Sands. So it's kind of a fun little thing that we do. So we're keeping up with keeping communication with our families and keeping that open. But guys, thank you again for joining me. And,
thank you.
To our viewers,
Thank you.
And to our viewers, make sure to wash your hands and keep socially distanced. We'll see you later, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sean.
Bye.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I ended the live broadcast.